Media reporters surrounded the water manager's wife and daughter like wild animals, yet an even more absurd event was about to occur. Subtitles. It turns out that the wife of Zhishui, the water manager, had already ascended to heaven in a car accident, leaving Sasha half-orphan. After undergoing a month of uninterrupted interrogations, Zhishui's mental state collapsed completely, just like a fragile cookie. He admitted killing the police family and received a death sentence. 6 years on, prosecutor Tao Shen spotted case clues, but with evidence as rare as his luck, he investigated quietly. However, he soon bowed out due to cancer. Before he passed, Tao Shen handed over the investigation results to Mingmo, hoping he could channel his inner detective and uncover the truth. This made Mingmo realize he had done something quite foolish, so he decided to reopen the case, but back then he was too young to know how to keep a low profile. Before long, just like Tao Shen, he was sent off to the countryside by his boss, and in a fit of rage, he quit his job. 6 years later, an old friend texted him that new leads on the cop case had surfaced, and they were linked to a murderer called Mao. In an apartment, Mao confessed to Chifeng like it was the latest gossip, revealing he was practically an orphan growing. His mother raised him with great difficulty, and just when he landed a job, she unexpectedly passed away, forcing him to request a god to take care of business lead. Time's Earl. He even overheard the boss saying, "Great. Your mum's gone, now you can work without distractions." Well, in any case, he has committed a murder. Mao admitted to the murder. He planned to rest in prison, but when Mingmo showed up, it was like he got stabbed with a reality check, bringing up an old 12 years ago. When Mao was in high spirits, a kid named Jiang Chen introduced him to some dirty work, sneaking shots of girls. He then sold the pictures on the dark web. At first, Mao thought it was pretty shameful, but since his wallet was crying too loudly, he decided to try it in a park. On the day that the Zai family was murdered, he caught a glimpse of the water manager searching for toys in the park. Unfortunately, Mao handed the video to Jiang Chen, and his phone disappeared over 12 years ago, losing the video for good. After hearing, Mingmo made a deal with Mao, he'd help him go clean, and Mao would find Jiang Chen for him. Initially, Mao thought he was crazy, but to his surprise, Mingmo actually helped him. After hearing about Mingmo's experiences, Mao decided to pitch in. Time's Earl, after probing the Zai case, he intended to surrender for a new life. After hearing Mao, Shifeng returned to the office and hid the matter temporarily. To get the water manager a retrial, Mingmo brought Sasha to the detention center, where, upon asking if her dad was a killer, the water manager lost his cool. He whispered to his daughter with a deep, secretive tone that he indeed did some bad stuff, like skimming off company funds, but he definitely was not a murderer. This infuriated Sasha. She thought her dad was a villain and deserved to be in prison enjoying it. Subtitles. She simply couldn't grasp why her father, who hadn't done anything at all, would choose to abandon her. And a week later, Mingmo and his team, following Mao's steps, uncovered Jiang Cheng's true identity. This guy worked at a company by day and scammed at night. Mingmo set a trap, luring him to a hotel under investment pretense. When he spotted the target, he promptly whipped out his business card and said he was Mao's liar. He asked Jiang Cheng to return the video Mao had recorded, but Jiang Cheng immediately turned and walked away. Mingmo called out to Jiang Cheng and laid down an irresistible deal. If he returned the video, the cash would be handed over immediately. However, their phishing scheme got blown, as Zai's secretary popped up, and to get Mingmo to fish calmly, the whole lobby was filled with extras. They had been flagged a month prior, and the innocent video Mao filmed was already in Aide's hands. After watching the video, Aide formatted and smashed the hard drive, turning it into salsa. Now, unless you had a magic lamp, even the best programmer couldn't restore the video. In the first secret showdown, Mingmo suffered a crushing defeat, lost key video evidence, making retrial a pipe dream. Mingmo was as gloomy as if he'd fallen into a black hole, lying in the office for a solid half a month, nearly incapacitated. But fortunately, there were still 2 fiery young people at his firm on March 5, 2012. The bodies of the Zai family were discovered the day before their deaths. They were treated for diarrhea at the hospital, and the coroner found high levels of ferrous sulfate. It was initially determined to be poison, with no suspicious hair, grease, or skin flakes found at the scene. Detective Kang Shen, in charge of the case, could only dig into the victim's social circle. He discovered that the water manager and the cop had collaborated before, but ended up in a conflict over splitting the spoils. Zhishui visited the spirit of Tao Shan, the owner of the document, and upon hearing about Mingmo and the others reviewing her daughter's wishes, Tao Shan's mother was moved. She gave Tao Shan's diary to Zhishui, detailing the investigation. After being sent to the countryside, Jian Shan was diagnosed with cancer shortly after. At the end of his life, he could barely diary's handwriting became a jumbled mess, and before he passed, he entrusted his investigation results and a letter to Mingmo, which he has kept to this day. In the letter, Tao Shan told Mingmo that only when he was close to death did he understand that the length of human life is limited, but its depth can be chosen. A teacher can lead people to escape the mundane, and a doctor can try to save countless lives. As prosecutors, they can reveal wrongful convictions. Even if they don't save a life, they've added to the weight of existence. He really wished he could clear the water manager's name. Unfortunately, he had no more time left. After finishing reading the diary, Mingmo walked out of the office. Zhishui and the others had been studying the materials, but found nothing. It seemed they'd hit a dead end, while Mingmo was consumed with anxiety.